It's unimaginable what he did in such a short span. He passed away at a very young age of, I think, 44 or 48. 48 years he passed away. And within the 48 years, at the age of 22 or 23, he became a Indian civil service. He passes the exam in flying colors. He goes to England and does his ICS. And within few months, he gets selected as an ICS officer. But after selection of an ICS officer at the age of 22, 23, he comes back to India and says, I reject this ICS. He resigns from the ICS because even in IAS about the ICS. So, adana reject ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. He got exposed to so many other things that was happening around the world, and he understood what India was going through. And he said, I have to get into the India's freedom struggle. And he gives up that position and jumps into the freedom movement, along with Mahatma Gandhi and so many others. And within that short span, he becomes mayor of Calcutta, and also he becomes the president of the Indian National Congress. Imagine, he must have been in the early 40s when he became the president of Indian National Congress. And when he becomes, for the second time, he defeats Mahatma Gandhi's candidate. Mahatma Gandhi puts a candidate for Indian National Congress presidential election, Pattabi Sitaram. And Bose also, Netaji also contests. And Netaji wins and Mahatma Gandhi candidate loses. That is great history. And there are so many things that happened. Then Mahatma Gandhi himself says that this is my own defeat. And Netaji actually, because they were taking different paths, and Netaji resigns from their post because he knows that without support of Gandhi, he will not be able to take forward the Indian National Congress. So there is so many history that has to be read and understood for all of us, the present generation. And within that short span, he takes up the movement. He is imprisoned. He escapes from Calcutta. He goes via Afghanistan to Soviet Union to Germany. He reaches Germany because he wants freedom for India. He meets with the German government there. That Hitler is there. But he is worried, he wants freedom for India. He meets with Soviet Union people. He meets with German people. He meets with Italian people. Then from there he comes by the submarine from Germany. He sees the war going in a different way. He comes by a submarine and reaches to tie up with the Japanese. I think somewhere in Indonesia. So, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬೇಕು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಇದೇನು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತೂ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಆವಾಗೇನು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆವಾಗ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರಮ ಮತ್ತು ಅದ್ರ ಗೌಪ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. He goes under different names, different passports, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. Then he builds an army and he wants to free India by coming with the Indian National Army. So it shows what a patriot he was. Patriotism, ದೇಶಭಕ್ತಿ, ದೇಶ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಅಂತ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಹಳ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ ಕಿ ಜೈ, ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳು ಬಂದಾಗ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳಿ. How many people are willing to sacrifice everything for the country? Not many. That is, few people can do that. And one among those great patriots this country has seen was Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. The greatest patriot, one of the greatest freedom fighters. We talk about Bhagat Singh, Netaji, and so many other, of course, Nehru and Patel and Azad and Mahatma Gandhi's leadership. All of them in the freedom struggle, they go through that. And in fact, Netaji or a brigade in Itto, he had named one brigade as Gandhi Brigade. In the Indian National Army, one brigade was called Gandhi Brigade, one brigade was called Nehru Brigade, one brigade was called Azad Brigade, and one more brigade I think was called some other name, I'm forgetting. Jhansi Rani. The women's regiment, he had women soldiers. That was Jhansi Rani regiment. So, and just like what Professor said, he was the one who gave Mahatma Gandhi the title Father of the Nation. They had their differences, but they knew they were both wanting only one thing, freedom for India. So, unfortunately, he died 1944, 45 in a plane crash. And there's been many stories. He didn't die, is this, that, all that. He's back in India and he's in disguise. But one thing I can tell, if Netaji was alive, he would not have been in disguise, he would have told I'm alive. We can't believe that Netaji would have survived and then is not disclosing that he has survived. He was such a brave man and such a fantastic person. And these three books written by one is a book written by somebody unknown. No? Tippanigalu. That is written by one person named Srimati. Notes that she has written her experience with Netaji, and it is under the name M. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೇತಾಜಿಯವರ ಒಂದು ಜೀವನ ಚರಿತ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಬೈ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಫಿಗರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಗೆಸ್ ಇಫ್ ನೇತಾಜಿ ವಾಸ್ ಅಲೈವ್ ವಾಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಅವ್ರು ಬದುಕಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ 1945 ಅವ್ರು ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಿರೋದು, 1947 ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋರು. ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಎ ಹೀರೋ, ಹೀರೋ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಒಂದು ಹೀರೋಯಿಸಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇಫ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್. ಮೇಬಿ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಇವನ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಮೇಬಿ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್, maybe or anything. We don't know what could have happened, but it is only a thought for just for discussion. But anyway, what is important is he was for all communities. He was for India. He had everybody with him. He had Hindus, Muslims, everybody was together. And that spirit that he stood for, that India should stand free and united and should stand as one. So that was a legacy that we all should continue to fight for, because in this country, even today, there are so many forces which are trying to divide the country from all sides. So we as a people should understand these great heroic strugglers who fought for this independence, that this freedom is very precious and we should value it and we should respect it. So saying these few words, I want to once again thank the Professor Bose for having come here. In fact, I had the honor of meeting his father when I was a young boy, Mr. Sisir Bose, who was the man who drove Netaji while Netaji was escaping. He was driving the car, his father. And I had the honor of meeting him because he was close to my father. So I'm very happy to see him, and definitely some other time we will meet again. Saying these few words, I once again congratulate everybody and thank you all